This little film is about an important natural landmark in Howick called Stockade Hill. I've actually walked up it backwards a couple of times, which is a great exercise, but I want to talk about the historical significance. It's relevant for two wars, one of which it was not actually needed, and the other, was it worth the sacrifice? This is a painting that I did at the top of Stockade Hill the other day. The structure in front of you is not a castle, it's actually a brick structure, probably not even a metre high, so it gives you an idea of the scale here. On top there is a circular metal plate which marks local geography but also points out to other countries, and where I was sitting during the painting here, behind it is London and Hong Kong to my left, because we're facing out to the east, and what you're looking down at there is Waiheke Island in the background, and Motukaraka Island, a smaller one in the sea there, which originally had a miry pa on it, which is a fortified structure, and low tide you can walk out there, which we hope to do. This is a painting of the stockade that was originally on the top of the hill. It's from the notice board, which is at the bottom of the hill now, and prepared by the council. It was built in 1863 and was in response to the fear of the war with the Maoris, which was taking place further south, extending to the area, and was for the protection of women and children within the settler community. But in fact, it wasn't needed for that purpose in the end, because the local Maori, right from the start, had been friendly. They traded in meat, vegetables, fish, shellfish, and they'd even helped build homes with raupo or bulrush. But nonetheless, they did have land confiscated because a few of them had supported the Maori king, and they got compensation finally in 2015. This is the memorial to the First World War, which is at the top of the hill. It was constructed in 1920. It actually shows the date of the end of the war as 1919, whereas we know it as 1918. And maybe events felt so close and the consequences then that it carried over, or was felt to carry over, until 1919. The war is marked there with Anzac Day and other occasions. There are various sad memories marked here, and one in particular was the murder of the 19-year-old British tourist Grace Millane in December 2018, which you may recall from the news in the UK at the time. And New Zealanders came out in thousands, and including on Stockade Hill, for a candlelit vigil. This is also from the notice board at the bottom of Stockade Hill, and it refers to the story of Gordon McCulloch, who enlisted in the First World War. He was aged 21 when he died in August 1918. A stained glass window was created in his memory. It's of the burning bush and is of great peace. It was originally in a couple of other Presbyterian churches and was found tucked away under the Uxbridge Church in 1981 when the St Andrew's Community Centre was added to that church, and it's currently in the foyer there, where eventually I was able to see it, and it's absolutely marvellous. Finally, this is a painting that I saw in the Ambrosia restaurant in Beachlands, further to the east of Howick, and it shows the fern, which is a traditional symbol in New Zealand, but with soldiers, as you can see, disappearing as they get smaller and smaller.